When my son was 5.5 years old, he refused altogether using crayons, markers, pens, pencils, and would refuse to draw, write his name, color, anything. And he really wasn't engaging in much in his life at all because he was in severe nervous system burnout as an undiagnosed and unrecognized pathologically demand avoidant child. So I want to tell you a couple of the things that led him to be able to draw and write again. Okay, so first of all, he was physically capable and had already learned to write his name and draw when he was about 2.5 years old. But because of nervous system activation and constantly perceiving threat and all the demands, he had started to refuse and avoid engaging it altogether. So the first place that we saw some interest again was when we completely lowered screen time limits and allowed him to spend much of the day for months on end on a screen. I'm not necessarily advocating for this, I'm just telling you the story. So he would watch both on an iPad and on the television at the same time, and we would monitor content, but he would start pausing things and drawing robots, okay? And then when he wasn't on a screen, he would ask us, "Mommy, will you draw a robot? Daddy, will you draw a superhero?" And he would control every single thing we drew. He would not do it himself unless he were on a screen, but he would have the vision in mind. So this is the first level of scaffolding we had to support him in, which is doing it for him. And this is often the case with PDA kids, where you have to start by doing it for them before they perceive safety to even try or engage in it. So for a long time, we would just draw things for him and he would direct us. Then the next step, once we were starting to build trust, was he would ask us to draw a superhero, for example, and we would draw the outline and then he would color some of it himself. Okay, this took at least a year and a half before he would voluntarily engage in drawing or coloring. The more we forced him, and this is true for anything with a PDA child, the more deeply he avoided it and the more intensely he had a reaction to it. This is a deeply counterintuitive thing for parents because we get worried, right? It's like our kid learned to write when they were 2.5 and yet they refused to do it at 5.5. What do we do? The key takeaway here is to let it go.